For years, the ticking of the clock had been a joyful melody for Ben and John. They had built a beautiful life together, filled with love, laughter, and shared dreams. But a missing piece of their puzzle was a child, a tiny human to fill their home with laughter and their hearts with endless love. Their journey to parenthood began with excitement and optimism. They imagined baby clothes, nursery rhymes, and the feel of a tiny hand in theirs. But reality painted a different picture. Months turned into years, and still, there was no positive pregnancy test. Initially, they were hopeful. Perhaps it was just taking longer than expected. But as time passed, hope began to dwindle, replaced by a growing sense of despair. Doctors' appointments became a familiar routine, filled with tests, procedures, then often disappointing results. The weight of infertility began to cast a long shadow over their lives. Vibrant conversations were gradually replaced with awkward silences. Shared dreams turned into individual nightmares. John found herself grappling with feelings of inadequacy. Was there something wrong with her body? Had she failed as a woman? Ben, on the other hand, felt helpless. He wanted to shield John from pain, but his own heart was breaking. Their social circle, once a source of joy, became a minefield. Well-meaning friends and relatives offered advice ranging from herbal remedies to religious rituals. Some shared stories of miraculous conceptions, while others, with a cruel kindness, hinted at adoption. Each piece of advice was a fresh wound. Their faith, once a solid foundation, began to crumble. How could a loving God allow them to suffer like this? Doubt crept into their hearts, and they found themselves questioning their relationship with God. They spent countless hours in prayer, pleading for a child. Yet, silence seemed to be the only answer. To cope with the pain, they sought counseling. Talking to a professional helped them to understand their feelings and communicate more openly with each other. They learned to grieve the loss of their dream without blaming each other. There were days when the grief was overwhelming. They would retreat into their own worlds, seeking solace in solitude. But there were also days when they found strength in each other. They held hands, cried together, and promised to face this challenge together. As time passed, they began to redefine their concept of family. They opened their hearts to foster care, finding joy in nurturing children in need. They discovered a different kind of love, a love that was selfless and unconditional. While the longing for a biological child never truly faded, they found peace in their hearts. They realized that happiness was not solely defined by parenthood. It was about love, resilience, and finding purpose in life's unexpected turns. Their journey was far from over. The path ahead was uncertain, filled with both hope and heartache. But they were determined to face it together, hand in hand, trusting in the miracle-working God and the enduring power of love. Life, it seemed, had a peculiar sense of humor. Just when Ben and John had resigned themselves to a childless life, filled with a quiet acceptance of their fate, a miracle unfolded. John missed her period. It was a flicker of hope, a spark in the darkness. With trembling hands, she took a pregnancy test. The 2 pink lines stared back at her, a surreal, almost an unbelievable sight. Overjoyed and terrified, she shared the news with her husband, who in turn was elated. It was a whirlwind of emotions. Fear of miscarriage, excitement about the future, and a deep sense of gratitude washed over them. The pregnancy was fraught with anxiety, every ache and pain magnified. They counted down the days, their hearts pounding with anticipation. Then, she arrived. A tiny, perfect baby girl named Olivia. The moment they held her in their arms, their hearts overflowed with a love they never knew existed. She was their miracle, their answered prayer. The journey had been exhausting, but the reward was beyond measure. Life with Olivia was a whirlwind of joy and exhaustion. They were sleep-deprived but blissful. Their home, once filled with quiet echoes, was now a symphony of baby giggles and coos. As Olivia grew, so did their desire for another child. They were cautious, not wanting to get their hopes up again. Then came the shock. John was pregnant again. This time, the pregnancy was easier, a stark contrast to the previous ordeal. As the weeks passed, something felt different. The doctor's appointments turned into a blur of ultrasounds and astonished faces. There, on the screen, were not one, but 3 tiny heartbeats. They were expecting triplets. News of the triplets sent shockwaves through their world. The couple was terrified yet exhilarated. Friends and family were stunned, overwhelmed with joy and disbelief. They prepared for the arrival of their little bundles of joy, their home transformed into a nursery wonderland. The day of the delivery was a blur of activity. 3 tiny humans, 2 boys and a girl, joined their family. It was chaos, but it was the sweetest chaos they had ever known. Their home was filled with the pitter-patter of tiny feet, the chorus of baby cries, and the endless cycle of feedings and diaper changes. Life with triplets was a roller coaster, but Ben and John wouldn't trade it for anything. They had gone from despair to unimaginable joy. Their journey had been filled with challenges, but it had also been a testament to the power of love, resilience, and faith. Dear viewer, remember that every end is also a new beginning. The challenges you face today are shaping the strength you'll possess tomorrow. Don't let setbacks define you, let them refine you. Your story is far from over, and the best chapters are yet to be written. Keep your head held high, your heart filled with hope, and your spirit unyielding. Do you want to be part of our amazing community? Hit that subscribe button to join us and never miss a beat. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment to let us know what you have learned from this story. Your likes and comments go a long way to fuel our passion for creating incredible content. Let's build something special together. Cheers! We have other beautiful stories on our channel. I promise you'll love them. Watch and be blessed.